Procrastination Station.
It's 6 o'clock, time for Compact Disco.
Hello and welcome to this week's instalment of Raw News Insight.
Hello and welcome to Raw Sport.
Your music, your news,
Your sport, your raw.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nature Hour. It's Christmas!
Oh,
It's not
how
actually
many
Christmas.
times are we going to hear those words on Raw today? Everyone opens their show with that.
Hooray! Welcome to the Nature Hour special Christmas-themed episode with no Christmas-themed features at all.
I didn't even think that we possibly should do Christmas-themed. Is that bad?
What
I
we
mean,
shouldn't do.
it is the 6th of December.
Shall I do my intro? Welcome to the Nature Hour. You're listening live on Raw 12:51am or much more likely radio.warwick.ac.uk if you want to get in touch with us about anything. And what? The phone's not working. If you want to get in touch with anything that you hear in the show, just type the Nature Hour into Facebook and comment on our Facebook page, or go on radio.warwick.ac.uk, click the contact the studio button, send us an email saying how excited you are about non-Christmas but Christmas Nature Hour, perhaps. Who knows? Anyway, we've got a load of non-Christmas themed features for you coming up. We got the A to Z of animals, nearly at the end of the first cycle. We're on Y. I'll leave you guessing why. Thank you.
Nice pun.
We've also got animal and nature-based news, all of the latest from the internet, delivered straight to your ear parts. We've also got animal mating and dating advice. Animal mating rituals apply to human beings. And we also have the famous but perhaps non-functioning today phone articulate.
Yes, well, at the moment the phones are being unhelpful and there's no dial tone. So we'll try and get it to work. If not, we could grab someone from outside, as we've done before, which is always enjoyable. And we'll do it at the last minute so they're a bit flustered when they come in.
There's only one person out there and he might leave. Especially after hearing this.
Yeah,
but
hearing that's in store for him.
But there we go. What else do we have?
I mean, that's it.
Picture and video of the week as
Have
well.
you
That's on the
them?
Facebook page. Yes.
Okay. Do you want to quickly just tell me what they are?
We've got the wolf versus bison fight to the death.
Oh,
That was traumatic, but really very good if you watch BBC's Frozen Planet series. The second to last one.
I haven't watched many of them, sadly.
We should have a presenter on the Nature. I haven't seen Frozen Planet. It's so good. And yeah, so any listeners who are listening and haven't already watched Frozen Planet, I'd be surprised if you're listening to the Nature Hour and haven't.
You'd be surprised if you were presenting the Nature Hour and haven't, but that's exactly what I've done.
Yes, it is, and I am surprised. But yes, you should go on iPlayer and you should watch the Frozen Planet series, narrated by David Attenborough, because it's brilliant, and that's all there is to say on that. Also, I put a picture of, well, I typed in yak, but it's a Highland cow.
Okay.
And there's a picture of one of those with a ridiculous.
Should have got a
fringe.
Christmas picture. That's a damn shame.
I put another one on.
Yeah, that's true. We could have more than one, can't we? There's no limit. Very well.
So that's it. That we've got 8 of animals, mating and dating advice, news, and
so please, if you are at home listening, do wish us Merry Christmas, and we'll wish you Merry Christmas back. We're very happy to send Christmas cheer. Excuse me, hang on.
Christmas cheer, yay!
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the show.
Should we start the show?
Let's do it. 11:06. Welcome to the Nature Hour. Doing Y animals this week. Luke, do you want to tell me which Y animal you're doing?
I do. The yak. Glamorous.
Big cow.
Big cow. Big hairy cow. No, there's so much more to the yak than that.
Oh,
Don't
really?
worry.
I look forward to hearing
Good. And what are you doing?
I'm doing the yabby.
The yabby. I'm so intrigued because I looked into the yabby because it was the top of the list of Y animals, wasn't
Yes.
it? And there wasn't anything there.
It caught my attention.
Didn't
It
even have a
caught my eye.
Wikipedia page.
It does have a Wikipedia page.
Oh,
And that's...
poor
pretty
research
much
skills,
exactly-
Luke. Well done.
Where did you look?
You mean where to look? Google yabby.
The first thing is the Wikipedia page.
You sure?
Yeah. I'm 100% sure, unless this isn't from Wikipedia. But it has all the hallmarks of Wikipedia because occasionally there's citation needed.
You say occasionally, all over. Every single paragraph has a citation needed on that Wikipedia article.
This is all gospel.
Right.
Anyway, so I've got the Yabby, you've got the Yuck.
You can go first because you're alphabetically first.
Well played. All right, the common Yabby.
Go on then, tell me what it is, because I've literally no clue.
Latin name, Cherax destructor.
Oh, that's cool. Cherax.
Cherax destructor. So can you guess from that Latin name?
No, apart from that it wreaks havoc.
It is a freshwater crustacean.
Oh.
It can reach up to 30 centimeters in length. Cherax destructor. Cherax destructor can reach up to 30 centimeters in length, but are more commonly 10 to 12 centimeters.
That's pathetic. You've called it a destructor animal, and it's as big as a ruler.
Yeah. Well, small, like, we wouldn't have thought that the wombat would be quite as destructive as it is, and they're only little. But they're
not called destructor. They're called wombat.
You don't know the Latin name. It might be glamorous and exciting.
I doubt it.
Yes. Basically, it's an Australian freshwater crustacean, and they can be all of the colours. I don't understand how, but they range from black to blue, to beige or green.
Wow. So depending on where they're from. Oh, okay. Citation needed.
Citation needed. Just in other different bits of Australia, like different water types, they get different colours.
Or if they're in the rainforest, I guess they might be green. The Daintree rainforest in Australia, which you might be interested to know, is Arthur's heritage. Arthur Daintree, the Daintree rainforest. That is not a coincidence.
No, it is not.
How terrifying
My
is that?
ancestors owned
quite a
gold
large,
mine.
quite a large area of Australia.
Not proud of that. Not that proud of that. Quite proud of that.
I'm pretty proud of it. Don't worry about it.
They're found in where you would expect freshwater crustaceans to be found, in freshwater, so swamps, streams, rivers, reservoirs, and farm dams.
Okay.
At low to medium elevations, so not up mountains.
All right.
Not hugely surprising. Oh, actually, apparently there are high altitude yabby populations, so Wikipedia has contradicted itself within a paragraph. That's fine. They feed on algae.
All right.
Not surprising.
That's cool.
They sort of hibernate during the winter months. And I was completely foxed by this. It says yabbies are active and thereby available to catch during the warmer months, in brackets colloquially any month with the letter R in it. And I was thinking, but that's like December, November, January, February. It's all cold. It's freezing back then. I realised that it's opposite in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Well done. Because I was thinking that as well. Touche. So
Yeah.
June, July, May.
All asleep. August.
It stops there. Very well.
And so people like fishing them. Children love it. They're mad for it.
Really?
Yeah, mad for it in the trees. Children absolutely love catching yabbies. It's a fact. Australian children.
Hang on.
They call it
it's 30 centimetre big crab. Ooh.
Yeah.
Brave.
Lobster. It's a lobster thing. They call it yabbying.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I thought
Probably cruel. Cruel yabbying, but it still sounds nice.
You tie a piece of meat to a piece of string, you throw the meat in the water, the yabby clamps onto it, and then you just drag it out. The yabby doesn't bother letting go.
Really?
I want the meat.
I don't care what the consequence is. I want that bit of meat.
So they just clamp onto the meat, and then you drag them out. What else have I got? Oh yeah, you're not allowed to use nets and things because it will hurt the platypuses, etc. So
no one cares about the yabby though. The yabby that's going to get dragged out of the net.
Well, apparently they like the cane toads in Australia were introduced. They're non-indigenous.
What yabbies are? Oh god, Australia! Every time we gave you a perfect country and you ruined it with cane toads and yabbies.
Perfect. So far away from perfect.
Whatever.
It's just desert, desolate, horrible desert.
No, it's not.
The edges are fine, but
It's mainly desert. Yeah, that's fair enough.
I had some extra stuff. Oh yeah, they burrow There's no other detail on this, but apparently their burrowing can destroy dams.
What sort of dam? Like a beaver's dam or a hydroelectric one?
Non-specific, just dams.
All. Wow. Fair enough.
So, the massive one across, what's it?
China?
No, actually, well, I suppose, but that's already broken.
Was
The Hoover Dam.
Okay.
Put a couple of yabbies in there.
A couple of days.
Broken.
They'll have ruined that.
And frankly, that's it. They're delicious as well.
Really?
Mm.
The delicacy.
Well, they're like lobster, so delicious.
All right, I'll take your word for it. We hit the jack.
Ooh,
Sorry, everyone. Moved my mic there, and it didn't like that. So you've hit the jackpot with the yabby there, didn't you? Well done.
Thanks, Lee.
It's all right. Well, there wasn't much. It was just like yellowfin tuna found in tins, or stuff that's yellow.
Yellow hammer.
Yeah.
Yellow-bellied mongoose.
Some yellow snake. I mean, that feels like a cop-out. So there weren't many others. So don't judge Arthur too harshly. So I've done the yak, the mighty cow, which frankly, after giving Arthur some abuse, isn't particularly interesting either. It's got a few good things though. So it's got long hair, long-haired bovine, which is one of its most interesting things. Found throughout the Himalayan region of South Asia, the Tibetan Plateau, and as far north as Mongolia and Russia. Okay, so there you have domestic ones and wild ones as well, but they're more vulnerable. Wild yak. Obviously we've got the size range, so I'm just going to always say on the biggest size range. So this is a maximum yak size, not bison. 2.2 meters high, pretty high. 1,000 kilograms, 3.4 meters long, 1 meter long tail.
So they're almost as high as they are long, like a square.
Well, no, because they're 1 meter longer than they are tall.
You said 2.5 meters tall.
2.2 meters tall.
Oh, 2.2.
3.4 meters high.
Yeah, no.
And with a 1 meter tail.
They have a
So,
lot of tail.
Quarter of their body is tail. And then female ones are smaller, and domesticated yaks are much smaller, which is weird.
Sad.
Yeah, only weighing 580 kilos.
But they get unlimited food.
Yeah, I don't think they get unlimited food. I don't think there's unlimited food for them. I just don't think that's how it works in Tibet.
You mean they don't have beautiful...
They aren't bouncing around in pastures that this music would suggest. No, they're not. Scrubbling around in dirt, basically. So they're heavily built animals, as you expect, being that big, with a sturdy frame, short legs, and rounded hooves. But the more interesting thing is they have a big, long, shaggy hair coat. That's what the image you have, and it goes all the way down to their legs, or down to their feet, so like it's a skirt, so it almost reaches the ground. So it insulates them from the cold, obviously, as you'd expect, because it's really cold in the Himalayas. They're usually black or dark brown. Some are golden brown. Some lucky ones get to be blonde.
They have much more fun.
Yeah, I bet they do. It's a bit stupid though. That's a joke. With blonde hair, I have blonde hair. Is a joke.
You don't have proper blonde hair.
I know. The webcam's not good enough to be able to prove me wrong. So obviously, if they live in the Himalayas, they're very well adapted to living in high altitudes. They have much bigger lungs and heart than cattle do, so that they can transport oxygen through their blood better.
Can you give me a size of their lungs?
I'll give you a reference.
Okay.
10. Reference point 10 on the Wikipedia article.
I'll search that out.
Yeah, please do, because I don't know how big, but bigger than a cattle, than a cow. However big that would be. But they're pretty big, so as big as your head, I imagine one lung. Probably bigger than that, actually.
Yeah, like a human lung's quite big.
Exactly. All right, whatever. We haven't got the fact, we're just speculating. Anyone at home want to email in, tell us how big a yak's lung is. Good luck finding that. But conversely, they're not very happy at lower altitudes and suffer from heat exhaustion at guess what temperature?
0 degrees.
That's madness. Higher.
Think of the wind chill. 10 degrees.
Oh, fine, whatever. 15 degrees. I thought it was quite. I thought that was quite low. So at 15 degrees, they start struggling. So they wouldn't be very happy in Britain at the moment. But they also have a big layer of subcutaneous fat, and they don't have any sweat glands. Not a single functional sweat gland. So that's how they don't lose any heat where it's so cold. They smell really bad, obviously, because all animals do, and secondly, it's because all the produce and things that a yak produces gets trapped in its skirt. And it's been described as smelling like cow manure and wet dog, which is a charming description, if possibly quite unpleasant. So that's one of their things. Males wander in small bachelor groups like wolf packs, and away from large herds. But then as mating season turns up, they become a lot more aggressive, fighting amongst each other to establish dominance standard.
Fighting amongst the wolf pack.
The wolf pack breaks up for a little bit to decide who's boss through non-threat displays such as bellowing and scraping the ground with their horns, or just running at each other, as is usual for these sort of animals. Just charge at each other and the last one standing. Also, I didn't really understand this. Males wallow in dry soil. How do you wallow in dry soil?
Like some animals have a dust bath.
Yeah, but that's a dust bath.
Is that the same? Dry soil? Maybe it's like scraping away all that manure that they've got trapped in their skirt.
Often while scent marking with urine and dung.
Oh.
Apparently, after the calf's been born, they can walk after 10 minutes.
God.
It's quite impressive. Back on their feet, probably because, as we've seen, they get hunted by a wolf otherwise. Are there wolves in the Himalayas? There must be.
I don't actually know.
I guess there are.
There are wolves in Russia, and
there we go. Link made. There are wolves in Russia. There are yaks in Russia. They can live to 20 years old. The herds. Guess how many are in a herd, Arthur? Just say a number. Several hundred.
Oh my
Big
God.
herds. They don't like humans, though, may rapidly flee for great distances if any approach.
So if a human walks near them,
They'll
they'll flee
leg
for
it.
miles.
Yeah. And they won't look back until they're well away.
Keep running. I don't want to look back. What if he's right behind me?
What if he still stood where he was? Still a threat. To be honest, we laugh at them, but we've probably killed loads of them. Yeah. Dry dung is an important fuel across Tibet for yak, so when they're trekking across the Himalayas. They're good for transporting across mountain passes, but it's hard to use them because they won't eat grain. So unless they find them a place where there's grass, they'll just starve.
Can't you feed them?
No.
Oh.
They'll only eat fresh grass.
Is that fresh?
No, we cut it at that last plate. No, I'm not eating it. Take me back. We can't go back. I'll starve them.
Watch me. I'll sit down.
Call my bluff.
I'm 1 ton. There's nothing you can do.
And thus ends the yak.
I you know, when the travelling stories that people do, the Ewan McGregor, Charlie Borman going around the world, the one bit that really stood out was when they were forced to drink yak butter tea, and it sounded like the most rancid thing in the world.
I've got some stuff about yak milk being used to make cheese, but I haven't got anything called yak butter milk. Wait, I have! Butter made of yak's milk is an ingredient of the butter tea that Tibetans consume in large quantities, and is also used in lamps and made into sculptures.
Oh, God.
I don't think you should eat the same things that you burn or sculpt with.
I like my tea like I like my women.
Food, flammable.
Buttery.
I can't make that one work.
My chair broke.
So yak tea. I didn't even read that. It sounds disgusting. Got a lot of petroleum in it. Alright. Well, thus ends the yak.
I imagine quite lovable if you own them. Like if you're one of the Mongolian nomad people who's got a yak, I imagine they're very fond of them because they sound quite,
charming, if a
Yeah.
bit stupid. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Still, they do smell like wet dog and cow dung. I think a charm might wear off, and we have to feed them fresh grass every day, so that might wear off. All right, We're going to play a song. I don't care if it's the 6th of December. I'm going to play a Christmas song. And if you listen to Raw, you'll probably hear this Christmas song again. But this is Wizard with I Wish It Could.
Email your request. studio@radio.warwick.ac.uk.
I love Raw.
For Bill Oddie, it is Christmas every day.
Welcome back to the Nature Hour on Raw 12:51 AM or radio.warwick.ac.uk. We just played Wizard with I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, because it will be in 19 days, and you know what? Why not celebrate?
Exactly.
We got some appreciative emails saying Izzy and Richard are dancing around in the biomed grid, which is wonderful to hear.
Spreading that Christmas cheer.
Spreading the Christmas cheer. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
So we'll start with our next feature, which is nature articles. I've got two, but Arthur's got a massive long one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one, and then depending on how good Arthur's is, we might just focus on that one.
Well, give me your headlines.
Man shot by dog 26 times.
Okay. Okay.
Which is a good headline.
Yeah.
Or bees are used to keep elephants away from farms. I mean, they're both interesting and they're both quite compact. So we'll start with man shot by dog 27. I said 20. It's 27 times.
27.
27 times.
Surely once is enough.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
well
I was-
done.
I
Well
was
done,
good.
everyone, for that hilarious innuendo that I accidentally said.
Arthur's got a massive long one.
Thanks. Everyone.
Thank you. It's good to be appreciated.
Lowering the tone. We save that for a small section later on called mating and dating tips. Okay, so man shot by dog 26 times. So he was out hunting for ducks, and he left his dog in the boat, and he jumped out into the river to move some decoys in the shallow marsh. I don't know what that means. But he left his gun pointing at him.
Rookie mistake.
Well, yeah. And then the dog got excited, jumped on the gun, fired it, and it shot him in the bum 27 times.
27?
It's a 12-gauge shotgun, which I imagine... I don't really know what that means, but is that one shot and then just 27 just went...
Yeah, 27
pellets
pieces of metal.
I don't know if it's a... It must have been a real gun.
Yeah. If it's a 12-gauge shot... Oh, dear.
He's fine, though. He's left... the wounded hunter was treated at a local hospital and released. So, what's worse is that this guy's partner was in the boat with him. So there were two hunters and a dog.
Yeah.
One guy went out into the shallows, left his mate in the boat, whilst the dog got excited, and I quote, got excited, and jumped on a 12-gauge shotgun, which then fired, unloading 27 pellets into the owner's behind. Idiot.
That's
of
an
the
undignified recovery period.
Yeah. How did his friend not go, I could see something bad happening here. Maybe we ought to move that gun.
He wanted it to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it made a good story. The Nature Hour thrives on that sort of story. So thank you very much to people in Utah, Brigham City. In the man from Great Salt Lake in Brigham City, Utah. Get well soon from the Nature Hour.
You wouldn't be able to sit down for so long.
You also would be humiliated, and every time anyone saw you, you would just go, you got shot by a dog. Which would be a hilarious joke.
I can imagine in Utah people would find that funny
Yeah.
for a very long time.
Well, frankly, people in Warwick campus will find that funny for a very long time as well. They're not so different. Okay, well, that's the end of the article. I told you it was short.
Man shot by dog.
27 times.
I thought it would be like the dog.
I was
kept
hoping,
pulling
yeah,
the
that's what, when
trigger.
I read the headline, I was like, he picked it up and aimed it and pulled the trigger 27 times. Sadly not. It was just one big 27 bullet shot.
Pausing to relay.
Yeah, in a 6 magazine gun. So we had to reload a few times. Go on then, Arthur.
Alright,
Here's
you want to know my headline? I'll get rid of yabbies. We don't need them anymore. My headline is pandas in Edinburgh.
That's my headline.
Ah!
I'm sure everyone's seen this story on the news. Tell me about it. Arthur's looking very happy about this.
Pandas have come to England for the first time in 17 years. Pandas are on the British Isles. Very exciting moment
I feel
for all
like
of us.
everything is going wrong at the moment. There's a lot of bad. Do you know, if the government or Scottish government have gone, you know what? People love pandas. Let's get a couple over and make a big fanfare of it. It's worked.
Hey guys, look at our pandas. Forget about all the austerity measures. Woo! That haven't happened yet, but will.
We're not a political movement, Arthur.
No, we are not.
People are just unhappy at the moment, and we'll leave it at that for numerous reasons.
There's a panda called Tian Tian. Her name is translates to sweetie.
Oh, the Chinese are soppy.
There's
when
also
they're abusing people.
Shh, not political.
Oh yeah.
Keep it about pandas. There's also Yang Guang,
Yang Guang.
who has, although he's got a bit of a grumpy streak, his name translates to sunshine.
Ironic name. You can't imagine a panda being grumpy, can you?
Well, basically, it's they gave an example of his grumpy streak. Basically, they had a load of cameramen. He went to I think in the enclosure in China.
Yeah.
So before they moved over, and they're trying to film the pandas, and Sweetie was being very nice and sort of rolling around and being, I'm a panda, I'm so lovely. and then Sunshine, they pointed the cameras at him. He walked off and hid in his cave and wouldn't come out until the cameras went away.
And then came out immediately as soon as they'd gone away. He's just a joker.
Yeah.
The joker of the pack.
The joker of the pack of two.
Yeah. Small wolf pack.
and then there were two in my wolf pack. So basically, you've got Sunshine and Sweetie, who have been given sort of.
Yeah, I don't know how. I think there's a lot of other deals have been struck with China, and I think one of them was pandas. A lot of trade relations and alliances and things like that. Pandas.
We'll get to that later.
Oh, really? Have you covered that?
I have sort of.
Oh, good research, Arthur. Well done.
I just copied all of the articles off the BBC.
Doesn't matter.
Basically, Edinburgh's going to have to pay about $1 million a year for the two animals. And that money's going to go to conservation in China.
What? What about
liquidating people?
What? Hang on. Easy. That's libel, I think. There's Scotland, are going to pay £1 million to China to have the pandas. That seems bizarre.
It also paid £250,000 for the enclosure and £100,000 a year for bamboo.
Yeah.
Which we can't grow here, so we have to import from the Netherlands.
Absolutely ridiculous.
But pandas are brilliant, and these pandas are hopefully going to be a nice breeding pair. There's no guarantee of that at all.
Cool. Well, I'll tell you why there's no guarantee, because it won't happen. It doesn't matter what you do. Those two, especially with Sunshine, being grouchy all the time.
Is anyone watching? It's a zoo. There's always no. Go away.
Back off. Don't want it. All right.
I'm not going to perform for them. So we got Sweetie and Sunshine. Let's get some facts. Basically, it's coming to Edinburgh. Part of all this deal with China, and they believe that it's hopefully going to be quite a big boost for the zoo's visitor numbers. They predict the visitor numbers will at least double. People just coming to see the pandas. Frankly, I'd go all the way to Edinburgh just to see pandas.
If it wasn't so far,
I'd do it anyway.
You say I'd do it anyway. What's stopping you?
Money.
Well, you can't exactly because it's too far.
Expensive. 12-hour train.
Well, that's what I've just said, and you said I was wrong.
Get out of my face. It's not the time, it's the money. Anyway, so there's no guarantee that they'll turn into a breeding pair, but presumably a lot of...
Here's a question. If they do breed, who gets the baby?
Ooh,
controversial. Breaking up a family. Does Edinburgh get it, or do we have to start paying $500,000 for the baby as well?
You pay the amount of money proportional to the size of the panda. As a percentage of $1 million. I don't actually know. They did not cover that, presumably because
they were so sure that it wouldn't happen.
They don't want to be banking on it yet.
I wonder do you know what else is at Edinburgh Zoo? Is it a zoo that's solely pandas? Is it like a panda sanctuary?
Well, it must be now.
Yeah.
Sanctuary of two.
Imagine if you were like, say, what's at zoos that aren't hugely impressive?
monkeys.
A gazelle.
Gazelle.
I mean, they're all right, but they're not overwhelmingly cool. And then you see the pandas rock up and you go, well, that's it for me.
Yeah.
No one's going to even watch me anymore.
People are going to walk past me going, where's the panda?
I'll have to give directions to the panda area to these 50 people.
If I was in like a
zoo.
If I was a zoo animal, I got new neighbours and they were pandas. Actually, I can imagine pandas being sort of quite precocious.
Yeah, bit full of themselves.
The celebrities of the natural world.
Yeah, they know they got the power. And also, if they do breed, they sort of lose their power because they're not special anymore. Maybe that's what they're doing. It's a conspiracy.
It's like a gentleman's club, and they're keeping themselves
Keeping the circle
exclusive.
small. We don't want too many of us, otherwise we'll lose our specialness.
Talking
Or they're
of-
just stupid.
Talking of the size of the circle, 1,800 pandas left alive.
Is that it? In the wild and in conservation?
In the wild and in captivity.
Are there any in the wild anymore?
Not many.
Possibly not. They don't last very long, do they? But they can breed in the wild.
They
must have been able to.
We'll get to that
Oh,
later.
yeah, that's true.
But basically, humans have been chopping down lots of bamboo forest, and that means that pandas have less and less space, and it's not very nice. And presumably, pandas don't want to move from their sort of usual site. So if it gets chopped down, I think that they just stay there and go, where's the bamboo
Yeah.
gone?
Well, someone's going to have to save me now because there's no bamboo and I'm going to starve. Why don't you go somewhere else or maybe eat? No. I want that lacking in nutrition food, please.
I knows what I like. Food. Yes. These pandas were treated essentially like royalty when they were travelling naturally. Only serving to further boost their egos. And so they got a special plane, a specially customised plane,
Yeah,
and
sort
specially
of.
customised box. The plane was painted especially for this journey with two pandas on.
Good.
Panda
You
plane.
know what? We haven't got any money. No one's got any money. Let's paint a plane as like a panda. What else are you going to spend it on?
It's not going to get any worse.
Well, exactly.
It will. Maybe if we just spend all our money on panda planes. And yeah, so they got a special FedEx Panda Express plane, and each panda had its own set of carers. It had the vets, and each panda had a vet and an animal handler, as well as in-flight meals of bamboo, apples, carrots, and a special panda cake.
That literally sounds better than what I imagine plain food to be like.
You must know what plane.
Well, I do,
like.
but I don't know why I phrased it like that. Basically, it sounds better than plain food.
These mysterious flying machines. I've been told the food on them is dreadful. I'd kill for
Panda cake.
Maybe skip the bamboo.
Yeah.
Because pandas especially adapted to eat bamboo. They've got like a special
It's got a
mucus lining in
toxin
their
or something
stomach.
weird, isn't it? That why no one else can eat it.
Well, it gives you splinters, massive splinters. There's
Stupid
one
animals.
thing.
Stupid animals. Why pick that as your food source?
I knows what I like. What else we got? We got the in-flight meals. They're jet lagged now. They're doing well, but they are jet lagged.
That's a damn shame.
So they're on a rotation, a 2-hour rotation of sleeping
Why don't they just let them deal with it?
and eating.
Because pandas can't adapt. We've been over this. I can't hack it. They will always be asleep at the daytime and always be awake at night time from now on. There's no one here. Let's go wild.
Quickly have sex. Wear protection.
Yeah.
Oh dear. And here we go. Here's a quote from Deputy First Minister of Scotland,
Oh yeah.
saying we've all got our fingers crossed for a babby panda.
I bet they do.
So when I think I might have said that some high ups have got their fingers quite firmly crossed for a baby.
Think how happy Scotland would be if there was a baby panda rolling around in Edinburgh.
Holding onto its paws and
Yeah,
falling off
dancing with it.
stuff.
Yeah, well, it's not going to solve a huge amount of problems, but it'll make people fractionally happy for a day.
England should have those pandas.
We could go and claim them as rightfully ours. Take them to London Zoo.
Your flag is part of our flag. Give us the pandas.
I think that might be diplomatically.
There's just...
Well, to be honest, Arthur, I don't think we need anything else because it's 18 minutes to, and we've still got 2 more features and 3 more songs to play.
Yay!
So,
should we finish?
Yeah, we shall. So keep emailing in. And what we're going to be playing next is Gym Class Heroes with The Fighter featuring Ryan Tedder. And when we come back, we'll be playing mating and dating tips from the Animal Kingdom. So this is Gym Class Heroes.
Go to radio.warwick.ac.uk/listen.
This is Raw.
Bill Oddie was born HD ready.
Welcome back to the Nature Hour. I've put Marvin Gaye Sexual Healing on, but it's not loud at all.
Marvin, where are you?
There. Oh, sorry.
But all's better now.
Welcome back to the Nature Hour. Raw 12:51 AM. Radio.warwick.ac.uk. It's time for everyone's favourite part of the show, especially for the presenters. Mating and dating tips. We've got 13 minutes left to do 2 features and play 1 more song. So it's going to be slapdash, like our mating and dating tips. As a tip for you. It's the last show of the term. We can do what we want.
Merry Christmas.
We've gone off the chain. Right, Arthur, go first. Tell me about how pandas mate.
You want to know about panda mating? Alright. You want to know about those fluffy little pandas? So I got right here. The mating seasons between March and May. Springtime. The birds are in singing.
Wait, it's in China. It might be different. Might be autumn.
Oh,
no,
goodness.
they're northern hemisphere. It's still spring.
Springtime.
Keep going.
The birds are chirping. The flowers are in bloom. And you've got 2 or 3 days in which you will be allowed to have sex. And that's it.
Puts things in perspective.
So when it comes to March and May, if you haven't found someone by then, give up.
Yeah.
Give up and eat bamboo.
Yeah. Well, sort of what pandas do anyway.
I need to say it's March. I've got to find someone.
There's no one else here. They've all been killed. They've all died because they wouldn't eat any bamboo. Oh no!
I'll never
got 3 days.
But they don't know when those 3 days are.
Do they not?
No.
Does anyone know?
No.
Not even the females.
The females know.
Oh, but they keep it stum.
They didn't let on.
Oh, smooth. Crafty. I mean, not for the success of the species, but for her it's quite crafty. You mean, why are you looking at me like that for?
It's not crafty.
How is it not crafty?
Because she's not continuing the
Yeah,
speech.
well, I mean, ignore that fact. Taken in isolation, it's quite crafty.
It's turn that up. Got some alternatives though.
Okay.
If you don't feel the indignity of having a male panda find you out and go, "We need, come here.
We need to save the species." That's a good pickup line.
We're all gonna die out if we don't. Come on,
Today,
come
right now. Come on.
So you don't want to suffer the indignity. So here's a. It's not quite a mating and dating. It's more just a breeding tip.
Okay.
Get someone else to do it for you. Get a scientist to artificially
Third party.
inseminate you. Third party breeding.
Now, if that's not the most romantic tip you've ever received, I don't know what tips you've been receiving. Artificial insemination and third-party breeding, that's the way forward. Anything else on the panda?
That's it.
No. Alright, well, there's your tip. Keep your fingers crossed. Tell your prospective mate that you need to... Mate? You need to save the species and hope for the best. Alright. Now... I might make some enemies in the Catholic Church with what I'm about to tell you.
Aww.
They won't be listening though, so it's fine. The bonobo monkey. Marvin Gaye's going away. We'll just put him back on. Now, you might think that sex is... I hope I don't get kicked off the air for telling you this story. I remember reading it and cringing. It's a special thing that you should save for the one person. Only in marriage. Not if you're the bonobo monkey. No, use it as a form of greeting.
Ah.
Use it a form of forming social bonds. You use it to resolve conflicts, and you use it in post-conflict reconciliation. Basically, you use it for everything. When in doubt, have sex. That's right. That's how the bonobos roll. They do not form permanent monogamous sexual relationships with individual partners, and they don't discriminate by sex or age. There's only one taboo that they won't do, and that's mothers and sons. Well done, bonobos. Even around potential food sources, they'll all have sex before they do it, before they eat, just so that there's less tension. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. This is how they roll.
So there's less tension around the dinner table.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, God.
Not gonna look each other in the eye.
No, everyone's just like, oh, God, this food
Well
is
done.
amazing.
You got a cigarette. Now, also, you might remember a few fathers and daughters. Now, that's fair game. Someone's emailed in. That's fine. It's only sons and mothers, weirdly.
I thought that. I was going to ask. So
Yeah,
thank
I thought
you,
that
Izzy,
as well.
Thank you for Izzy for asking that question that was on everyone's mind.
Nah, it's fair game. Maybe that's not the best tip. Now, you might remember a while ago on Mating Dating, we discussed penis fencing with slugs. Well, the bonobo monkeys do that as well.
Respect.
Bonobo monkeys occasionally engage in various forms of something. One form, two males hang from a tree limb to limb face to face while penis fencing. This is to reconcile males after a conflict. Oh God, it's horrible. I'm not going to read it. Go on Wikipedia, go on the Bonobo Monkeys page, and have a read about their sexual, I don't know, behaviour.
It's like the that.
There's some horrible words in it.
It's like that film, the one that like role models. Let's gingerly touch tips. That's what they do.
That. Well, that's how the bonobos roll. And there's other stuff that males and females do. Female behaviour, male behaviour. It's all probably explicit for 11:53 in the morning. We are so behind on the show. So what we're going to do is end the feature now and play Katie Tunstall 2,000 Miles. And then when we come back, we'll have 1 minute to play Articulate. So this is the next round.
Tunes on your Raw.
Email your requests studio@radio.work.ac.uk.
12:51 a.m. It's fit as.
Welcome back to the Nature Hour, Raw 12:51 a.m. We've got 3 minutes to finish the show. Have we got a contestant for Articulate?
Yes. Okay.
Put your
Wait, his
mic on.
microphone's not up.
Okay, right. If you want to get to the mic,
I've never done this before.
that's fine. All you need to do is answer some questions. Have you played Articulate before?
I have played
You
Articulate.
have. Okay, that's all we need to know. Anyone at home, what we're going to do is we're going to have a minute to guess as many of the nature answers on the cards as possible. So we'll focus on the nature categories. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah?
Could you give me a refresher on the rules of Articulate?
Okay,
just
so
briefly?
on my card I've got stallion.
Okay.
I'd say either male horse or Italian stallion, or I'd skip it then because it's hard. Or oak tree, I'd skip it because it's hard. Unicorn, I'd say horse with a horn,
Okay.
and you'd guess
So I
unicorn.
have to answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You
that
just
sounds
have to
great.
guess what's on the card, and I
Okay.
have to do it without saying the name.
Fast.
We'll start in 2 seconds. 1 second after go first.
Okay. The blackberry bushes, the thorns on them.
Prickles.
Brambles.
We'll skip it. I'm skipping that one. You
It's
go.
a species of snake. It's also the name of a car, a dodge.
Viper.
Yes.
It's a type of fish that slithers through the water.
An eel.
Yes, but the one that powers everything.
electrical
Yes.
Massive grey mammals have big flappy ears and
Elephant.
a trunk. Yes.
It's a type of dog with weird floppy ears.
I don't know.
No, because it's a difficult clue.
Okay,
Go.
my moment. It's a little white flower. You see them growing all the time. You make chains out of them.
Daisy.
Yes.
It's one of those animals that smells really bad. It sprays bad smells at you.
A skunk.
Yes.
Cold-blooded species of animal.
Lizard.
Yes.
Vipers and cobras and...
Snakes.
Yes.
I think that's probably time.
No, 2 seconds.
2 seconds. Aquatic mammal that swims. Flipper.
Dolphin.
Yes.
We'll give you that. We'll give you that. Well, you were unlucky because I had some of the hardest clues I've ever seen. such as beagle, possum, chimpanzee, raven, plimsoll line, inner planet, and, well, other ones that were hard. So you did well. I got 3. How many did you get? 4?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow, 8.
Oh.
Joint top score.
So what's your name? Sorry, we didn't catch
I'm
it.
Josh.
Josh.
Well, you'll be put on the Nature Hour leaderboard on our Facebook page.
Excellent. Thank you very
And
much.
thank you very much. Right, that ends the show. We've got 10 seconds to say our thanks. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the terms shows. And
We'll be back next year.
we will.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. No.